Welcome to the Stoic Master, where today we're diving deep into the life and philosophy of one of history's most intriguing figures, Marcus Aurelius. Known as the Philosopher King, Marcus Aurelius left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and guide us. So, let's uncover the secrets and facts about this remarkable Stoic philosopher. 1. The Philosopher King. Marcus Aurelius was born on April 26, 121 CE, in Rome, into a prominent and wealthy family. His upbringing prepared him for a life of public service, with the early loss of his father leading him to be adopted by Antoninus Pius, who eventually became emperor. His ascension to the throne was a rare event in Roman history, as it was characterized by intellectual pursuits and philosophical growth rather than ambition for power. His early exposure to philosophers like Epictetus and his studies of Stoicism, a philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium, laid the foundation for his future as both a ruler and a thinker. Marcus' dedication to the Stoic ideals was deeply reflected in his later works, especially his most famous text, Meditations. 2. Stoicism and personal philosophy. Stoicism, a Hellenistic philosophy, became the cornerstone of Marcus Aurelius' life and reign. At its heart, Stoicism teaches that the path to a virtuous life is through mastering one's emotions, maintaining rationality, and accepting events as they occur, understanding that we can only control our own responses, not external circumstances. This belief in controlling the self in the face of life's unpredictabilities is evident in Marcus' writings, where he often reflects on the importance of living in accordance with nature, accepting suffering with dignity, and always prioritizing moral integrity. His Stoicism was not theoretical, he used it as a practical guide to help him navigate the enormous pressures of ruling a vast empire. 3. The Meditations. Meditations, perhaps the most famous Stoic text, was never meant to be shared with the world. Marcus wrote these reflections as a private journal while facing numerous challenges, including military campaigns and personal losses. It serves as a collection of personal thoughts and self-examinations, where he continuously reinforces Stoic principles in his own life. Written in Greek rather than Latin, Meditations highlights Marcus' deep engagement with Hellenistic philosophy. In this work, he grapples with questions of morality, leadership, and the transient nature of human life. His words provide guidance not just for emperors, but for anyone striving for self-improvement. By asking, "How can I be a better person?" Marcus offered an enduring model for philosophical self-reflection and resilience. 4. His role as emperor. Ascending to the throne in 161 CE, Marcus Aurelius co-ruled with his adoptive brother Lucius Verus, an arrangement that symbolized his commitment to shared power and collaboration. During his reign, Marcus faced multiple military threats from the Parthians in the east and the Germanic tribes in the north, demanding constant vigilance and strategic leadership. Even as he was consumed by military affairs, he remained steadfast in his Stoic practice, reflecting in his writings how to lead with fairness, wisdom, and restraint. His time as emperor tested his Stoic ideals to the fullest, yet he remained committed to justice and integrity, embodying the Stoic belief that external circumstances should not sway one's character. 5. The Stoic virtues. Central to Marcus Aurelius' philosophy were the 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues informed both his personal life and his decisions as a leader. Wisdom guided his judgment, ensuring that his decisions were not based on fleeting emotions but on rational thought. Courage helped him face the uncertainty of war, illness, and loss without losing his composure. Justice, perhaps his most famous virtue, ensured that he always strove to be fair, treating both Roman citizens and enemies with respect and equity. Lastly, temperance, the moderation of desires, enabled him to avoid the excesses of power and remain grounded. His leadership is an enduring lesson in how Stoic virtues can guide rulers and everyday people alike. 6. Personal struggles. Despite his philosophical ideals, Marcus Aurelius was no stranger to suffering. His marriage to Faustina the Younger was marked by both love and loss, as they endured the death of several children. These personal tragedies are reflected in Meditations, where he speaks candidly about his grief, his Stoic attempts to accept the pain, and his desire to remain virtuous despite life's hardships. Moreover, the burden of ruling an empire in crisis, with wars, famines, and plagues raging, weighed heavily on him. Through all this, he strove to practice what he preached, maintaining composure and compassion, even when circumstances seemed overwhelming. His personal struggles only deepened his philosophical reflections, making his writings resonate with those seeking solace in times of hardship. 7. Legacy and influence. Marcus Aurelius' influence extends far beyond the years of his reign. His work Meditations has been studied and revered by generations of philosophers, leaders, and everyday individuals looking for guidance on how to live a virtuous life. The themes of resilience, humility, and acceptance of fate that permeate his writings continue to inspire people from all walks of life. From military leaders to business executives, and from ancient scholars to modern self-help authors, Marcus Aurelius' blend of practical wisdom and Stoic philosophy offers timeless lessons. His ability to apply these principles in the most difficult of circumstances has cemented his legacy as both a great leader and a philosopher king. 8. Historical impact. Marcus Aurelius is often considered the last of the 5 good emperors, a term coined to describe a period of relative peace and prosperity in the Roman Empire. His reign, however, was not without significant challenges, including ongoing conflicts with northern tribes and the devastating Antonine Plague. Despite these trials, his leadership style, marked by Stoic resilience and compassion for his people, earned him a reputation as a just and wise ruler. The stability he provided during his rule delayed the eventual decline of the Roman Empire, and his writings continue to offer guidance on how to face adversity with dignity and integrity. 9. The Antonine Plague. The Antonine Plague, named after Marcus Aurelius' family name, swept through the Roman Empire during his reign, killing millions of people and weakening the military. The emperor's Stoic resolve was tested as he sought to mitigate the disaster while maintaining stability in the empire. His response to the plague demonstrated his commitment to the well-being of his people, even as he was deeply affected by the personal loss and societal chaos it caused. The plague serves as a reminder of how Marcus Aurelius remained steadfast in his role, relying on Stoic principles to navigate a crisis that was beyond his control. 10. Stoicism in daily life. Marcus Aurelius did not see Stoicism as an abstract theory, he applied it daily, using its principles to govern his actions, manage his emotions, and guide his decisions. Whether he was commanding armies or dealing with personal loss, Marcus turned to Stoicism for clarity and strength. He often wrote about the importance of focusing on the present moment and accepting life's hardships without complaint. By internalizing the Stoic belief that one can only control their own thoughts and actions, Marcus found a way to maintain inner peace amidst external turmoil. This practical application of philosophy is one reason why his writings remain so relevant today. 11. The influence of Greek philosophy. Although Marcus Aurelius was a Roman emperor, his philosophical thinking was profoundly shaped by Greek philosophers, particularly those of the Stoic tradition. His writings, composed in Greek rather than Latin, reflect his deep engagement with Greek intellectual culture. Marcus was influenced by earlier Stoics like Epictetus, whose teachings on self-control, discipline, and the importance of accepting fate had a significant impact on his own worldview. Meditations is filled with echoes of Epictetus' work, especially on the theme of personal responsibility in maintaining one's inner character, regardless of external circumstances. By embracing Greek Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius demonstrated the universal appeal of these teachings, bridging the gap between Greek philosophy and Roman pragmatism. 12. Personal reflections. One of the most compelling aspects of Marcus Aurelius' Meditations is its deeply personal nature. Far from being a detached philosophical treatise, the work is a raw, intimate glimpse into the mind of a man who was constantly striving for self-improvement. In his reflections, Marcus frequently examines his own flaws, reminding himself of his duties as both an emperor and a human being. He acknowledges his imperfections, the difficulty of living a virtuous life, and the constant need to overcome ego and desire. These personal reflections show a man who, despite his immense power, was deeply humble and committed to living according to his Stoic ideals. His candid self-examination has resonated with readers for centuries, offering a rare look at the inner struggles of a philosopher king. 13. The power of mindfulness. Mindfulness, though a concept often associated with modern-day self-help practices, was a core aspect of Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy. In Meditations, he emphasizes the importance of staying present in the moment, a Stoic practice designed to maintain focus and inner calm. Marcus often writes about the necessity of not being consumed by the past or future, but instead concentrating on the present task and accepting whatever comes with a calm, reasoned mind. His reflections on mindfulness are closely tied to his ideas on controlling one's emotions and reactions. By cultivating self-awareness and focusing on what is within his control, Marcus was able to navigate the challenges of leadership, war, and personal loss without being overwhelmed by anxiety or fear. 14. Leadership lessons. As a ruler of the vast Roman Empire, Marcus Aurelius faced enormous challenges, but his approach to leadership provides valuable lessons for leaders even today. He believed that a good leader should embody virtues like humility, empathy, and resilience. He was deeply aware of the weight of his responsibilities and often reflected on the importance of acting with fairness and justice, even when circumstances made it difficult. His writings reveal a man who was more concerned with the welfare of his people than with personal glory, demonstrating a leadership style that was both philosophical and practical. Marcus' ability to lead with wisdom, compassion, and a sense of moral duty has made him a lasting example of effective leadership for anyone in positions of authority. 15. Stoicism and modern life. Despite being written almost 2 millennia ago, the principles of Stoicism as exemplified by Marcus Aurelius continue to hold relevance in today's fast-paced, often stressful world. In an era where people face constant external pressures, Marcus' teachings on focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot are more applicable than ever. His advice on resilience in the face of adversity, maintaining inner peace, and focusing on personal growth aligns closely with modern ideas of emotional intelligence and mental well-being. In fact, many of today's self-help philosophies draw directly from Stoic teachings, showing how deeply embedded these ancient ideas are in contemporary discussions of personal development. 16. The end of an era. Marcus Aurelius passed away on March 17, 180 CE, in the midst of a military campaign, marking the end of a stable and prosperous period for the Roman Empire. His death signified the conclusion of what historians refer to as the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability throughout the empire. Unfortunately, his death also heralded the rise of his son, Commodus, whose reign is often blamed for the beginning of the empire's decline. Commodus' leadership style starkly contrasted with his father's, marked by excess, cruelty, and a disregard for the Stoic virtues that Marcus had championed. The stark difference between father and son only further highlights Marcus' exceptional legacy as both a ruler and a philosopher. 17. Marcus Aurelius' influence on literature. The impact of Marcus Aurelius' meditations extends beyond philosophy into the realms of literature and leadership studies. His reflections on the human condition, leadership, and the nature of life have inspired countless authors, from classical writers to contemporary philosophers. His ideas on human nature, moral integrity, and personal resilience have appeared in everything from poetry to modern self-help books. The simplicity and honesty of his writing style have allowed his work to be accessible across time and cultures, making him a figure of enduring influence not only in philosophical circles but also in the world of literature. 18. The Stoic approach to death. One of the recurring themes in Meditations is the Stoic approach to death. Marcus Aurelius often reflects on mortality, reminding himself that death is a natural and inevitable part of life. Rather than fearing it, he advises accepting death with grace and understanding that it is part of the natural order of things. For Marcus, the awareness of death served as a motivation to live virtuously and in accordance with nature. He saw death as an opportunity to reflect on the fleeting nature of life and the importance of making the most of the time we have. His reflections on death offer comfort and perspective to those grappling with their own mortality or the loss of loved ones. 19. The legacy of a philosopher king. Marcus Aurelius' legacy endures not only because of his achievements as an emperor but also because of his unique position as a philosopher king. His life represents a rare combination of political power and philosophical wisdom, a model of what can be achieved when leadership is grounded in intellectual and moral integrity. Marcus' ability to integrate his Stoic philosophy into the practical demands of ruling an empire sets him apart from other historical figures. His writings remain a testament to the possibility of living a life of virtue, even in the most challenging of circumstances. As both a ruler and a thinker, Marcus Aurelius has left behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations in the realms of philosophy, leadership, and personal development. As we conclude our exploration of Marcus Aurelius, it becomes clear that his life and teachings offer timeless wisdom for anyone seeking to live a thoughtful, resilient, and virtuous life. His commitment to Stoicism, his philosophical reflections on the human condition, and his approach to leadership provide valuable lessons that transcend time and place. In the face of personal tragedy, political turmoil, and the pressures of ruling an empire, Marcus Aurelius remained steadfast in his pursuit of virtue. His legacy as a philosopher king is a testament to the enduring power of Stoicism as a guide for living a life of integrity, wisdom, and inner peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and philosophy of Marcus Aurelius. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Stoic Master for more content on philosophy and personal growth. Until next time, remember to stay thoughtful, resilient, and grounded in virtue.